Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another day, another album. Brand new day. Let's go see what album we're talking about. Alright, so today we're talking about the crown jewels of Nas's third act of his career, the King's Disease series. This currently trilogy sees legendary rapper Nas team up with equally acclaimed producer Hit Boy to create music that absolutely bangs, but with a bit more of a lyrical focus, playing to both of these artists' strengths. The first entry to the series came out in 2020 and sees the duo establish the sounds and themes of the entire series with some of the biggest names in music at the time, from older artists like AZ and Charlie Wilson to some of the hottest names in hip-hop of the time, like Anderson .Paak, Lil Durk, 5EO Foreign, Don Toliver, and more. King's Disease refers to the hubris that brings down the greatest of anything in just about any field. And throughout the album, Nas shows why he will never succumb to the King's Disease he is rapping about. The opening title track goes into great depth on a college dropout style chipmunk soul beat, with Nas beginning in lyrical greatness about what he's brought to the game and telling the morals of King's Disease. Like how you should want everyone to make it, and that the black community should look out for each other. An uplifting start for this project. Blue Men sounds like a 90s Nas song brought into the future as mafioso talk and no hooks feed into the lyrical greatness of Nas. Not a particular favorite of mine from this album, but it's not a bad track by any means. Car 85 shows some of Nas's best storytelling, reminiscing of times he spent in a taxi that acts a little bit above the law. Nas's tales of crimes and dimes is also supported by an amazing vocal contribution from Charlie Wilson. Ultra Black was a single for this album, and while I do think it is a great pro-black anthem, I'm kind of surprised by how quickly it feels like the song has been forgotten. I wouldn't say it's one of the best songs on the album, but outside of a kinda dated Doja Cat reference that was about a whole thing back in 2020. The next few tracks are okay, but not particular standouts from the album, which I found to be the case throughout Nas's discography thus far. 27 Summers sees Nas taking more of a modern sound with some good flows, but this track does run a little bit short. Replace Me is one of the most popular songs on the album, with Nas, Big Sean, and Don Toliver singing about lost loves. A decent song, but it doesn't really quite stick with me. The themes of love carry into Till the War Is Won, featuring Lil Durk, which sounds fine. It's probably best to skip this one. The album does pick up on All Bad, another love-struck track that's tackled with a little bit more taste, as well as an amazing feature from Anderson .Paak. Their lyrics of loves that they've lost make a great track for this album. Also, it's apparently speculated that Nas is talking about Nicki Minaj on this song. Apparently they had a short-lived fling. There are a few more okay cuts from here. The Definition has some great flows from Nas, but once again, I wish it was fleshed out a little bit more, as this doesn't really feel like a full song to me. Full Circle sees the reunion of New York veterans like AZ and Foxy Brown over a beat that honestly may be a little too low-key for its own good. The final three tracks are some of the strongest moments of the album, however, starting with 10 Points. This song sees Nas dispensing advice from his time in the industry over another boom bap banger, really living up to the King's Disease title and calls to live like those previous black greats who gave back to their communities. The Cure continues the themes of the previous track, expanding on his kingly advice and showing admiration for the women who backed some of the most iconic black names. A fitting thematic closer for the album, but just before one more banger. Spicy is the banger closer that sees my favorite beat of the album paired with amazing lyrics from Nas and mostly quality features from 5EO, Foreign, and ASAP Ferg. Ferg does a great job on the track, but 5EO's mostly solid verse is kind of soured by him calling a girl a duck in the song. Kind of spoils the verse a little bit, but if you can ignore it, this is a great closer to the start of a great series. King's Disease is a 6.5 out of 10 and currently sits at number 264 on the list. Be sure to let me know your favorite Nas song in the comments, and I'll see y'all for the next review. Peaces.